Well, everyone asked for it, so here it is. This is the ceiling fans in my new house yet again, because of course I moved again. So we'll start off in the front living room, which is technically the formal dining room, but I'm using it as a living room. We've got a 1988 Casablanca Delta II in polished brass with light oak blades. Very fitting, I think, for this type of house, even though this is older than the house by 9 years. It still makes sense. And this is also where all my fan catalogs are. So this is the fun room. So I used 1984 Casablanca spiral crystal on it. Thought that would look good. So yeah, that's what's in here. Move on to the living room, which I have not messed with. Reason being, this is a rental house that was not supposed to be a long-term deal, which it's not going to be. And I do have the ability, and I have many times for my own job, installed fans or replaced fans on an 18-foot ceiling like this. But because I don't own any of the ladders and things, I have to borrow them from work, which means it's a process, and I don't think it's worth it for a rental house because this is more tedious to change, and I also don't know how many 6-foot down rods I have, if any, so I'd have to source that. So this is whatever fan the previous owners decided to have before this was a rental house. This is a Hunter Augusta II. I actually extended the chain literally just yesterday. It has been on high ever since I replaced the capacitor, because originally it went about this fast, or a little bit more like a medium speed on high when we moved in, and I fixed the fan because it was unbearable. And then it just stayed on high speed for a while, and then the other day I was like, you know what, I want to change the speed and make an actual video of it, because some people like these fans. I don't know why. They're average, but whatever. So this is the living room fan. It moves enough air for me to not want to shoot it, but it still could be better. To give you an idea, the decoratives, which probably are what came with the house, as my neighbors on either side of me have decoratives in the living room, would have moved more air than this by a pretty large margin. So moving on, behind me over the kitchen table here in the breakfast area, we have a 2008 Emerson Premium. This is in the brushed seal finish with, hard to see, but they are kind of a mapley color. Not really sure why my camera, okay, there we go, is making everything much lighter than it usually is. Perhaps I didn't mess with my settings beforehand, but anyway, that's what's in here. Can't put anything in here because of the holes that would leave. I already know they installed this fluorescent light with toggle bolts, which is what you're supposed to do, or butterfly anchors, whatever you want to call it. So while I would have loved a dual install, I have plenty of fans I could have done that with. Nah, I just left it be. No big deal. Okay, so moving on. I have the only downstairs bedroom. Well, okay. The only downstairs bedroom we're using. And we're going to go ahead and enter my room now. Here we have the 2003 Craftmade American Tradition, or MXL, which you already know is in here because I've already made a video of it. But here we are. So there's that. Since y'all have already seen it on a video, there's really not much more to say about it. Except that I love it, and except for this video and a few occasions, it hasn't turned off of high since I reinstalled it, and my video demonstration of this fan. In fact, because I'm not going to be in this room anymore, I'm bumping it back up to high speed, because it needs to be on high. proper air movement. Okay, moving on. It's no secret I have another fecal fan, as I've already uploaded the video of this as well. This is the O3 Max Air with 4 blades. And this thing also pretty much always is on high speed, except for this occasion. And that said, I'm gonna go ahead and put that back to high. Boy, I tell you, these things move so much air. I love these. Okay. And another no secret is the laundry room fan, because that's another one I've already uploaded. This is the 2001, I think is what I said. I don't remember exactly. I think it's from 2001 or 2002 or 03, one of those years. Anyway, this is the Casablanca Walia that I have in here, and it is doing great. This one pretty much always stays on medium, which is pretty good. I would have it on high, but this installation is ever so slightly sketchy, admittedly. Yeah. So I don't want to push it by letting it, and it doesn't wobble on low and medium. Medium is pretty powerful. It's not as powerful as the Max Air on high speed, but it's close. Now on high speed, this fan, I believe from my calculations, does outperform the Max Air a little bit, but that's to be expected because it does have a larger motor, as in a larger stack. It has a 153 by 20, I want to say, in it, which is pretty impressive for a fan of this size. But this probably could go way faster. They just didn't make it go way faster, so whatever. Over here we have the unused room, which I'm not going to be changing this fan, as we may not be living here too much longer. I don't know. This is some Hampton Bay Hugger thingy that's fairly recently made, I guess. It's noisy. It does actually perform pretty well for a Hugger. I will give it that. It moves some air for a Hugger fan, but I can't stand the way it looks, and this thing is noisy as all get out. And again, I'm hardly in here. I was originally going to have this as a testing room because it's a spare bedroom, but life has really gotten in the way with that, and I haven't actually hung up a single fan in here. I haven't even properly organized this room just yet, but that is on the books pretty soon. So I definitely will probably have this on high speed when I'm doing that, and I kind of want to change the light bulbs just because it's kind of annoying that only 2 work. But again, I don't use this room, so it really doesn't matter to me. In fact, I closed the air vent so that we're not air conditioning a room that no one uses. I mean, it's a storage room at that point, unfortunately. Cat. This is Christina. She is 13 years old. Oh, you're such a silly head. I know what you want. You want to go in my room. Okay. So, there's that. Now we're going to go upstairs, which is the first time in my life I've ever been able to say that. I can go upstairs. This is the actual formal living room here, and for some reason they don't have any kind of light fixture. They really should have had a ceiling fan here, but whatever. Kind of, if we owned this house, I would put a fan there too, and a fan here. And kind of hilarious, put one here too, and to put one below this catwalk and above. Anyway, another fan that I haven't changed that came with the house is this Hampton Bay thing. I don't know what the hell the name of this is. All I know is that it looks like almost like a Kichler Canfield, and it has a pretty large 188 in it, but the capacitor is bad, so this is high speed. It's awful. I know these go faster than that. And yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to do anything up here either. I did originally have a Saturn up here, but due to issues with the property manager freaking out initially, things of that nature, I took it down and put this up, and I haven't put anything up since because I just haven't felt like it. I had a Saturn up here, with K4S on it. It looked pretty baller. It was black and chrome, but you know, whatever. So this is another storage area that I admittedly wish it wasn't a storage area, but we're not used to having 3 living areas, so I don't have enough furniture to actually fill this upstairs loft, so I would have to buy more. And so it just kind of became a fan and lighting, and also other people store stuff in here, so it's not just me, but most of the stuff is mine. So here in my brother's room, you already know about the 2016 Craft-Made American Tradition. Nothing much more to say about this, of course, because I already have a video of this uploaded on YouTube, and yeah. So that's what's up here. I'm gonna go ahead and bump it back to medium, which is what he had it on when I came in here. And I'll turn it off. And then we'll go into the second to last bedroom. Here is the 2020 Craft-Made CXL. I don't remember if I uploaded a video of this or not yet, but this is my newest Craft-Made. Well, I have 2 2020 Craft-Mades. I've got a patio fan and one of these. So this one was another customer return, and I had already bought the light kit for an older Craft-Made, so it worked perfectly. And it's using an older Craft-Made down rod as well. So this is in my second cousin's bedroom. And yeah, so that's that. And the last fan of the house. What? She's following me. She's like a dog. I love that cat. She's great. So there's the living room fan. And in my dad's room here we have a Hunter Stratford with the Air Max in it. This is probably the best fan that actually came with the house. It does have a slipping capacitor, but it still moves a good enough amount of air on high speed. My dad said he doesn't need me to replace it because it moves enough air, so I've left it alone. Originally, when I first changed fans out in this house, I put a 1988 Emerson Premium here, and it looked amazing, and it looked like it came with the house. And then, yeah, I had to take everything down. So this is what I put up instead. I put it back up and I left it. So the funny thing is, it was wired fan and light on the same switch. I guess when they replaced the original fan, they didn't think to do that. So I actually fixed that when I reinstalled it, so that now the separate light and fan switches do what they're supposed to. Funnily enough, this is the only bedroom in the house that has this setup. I'll return it back to medium. There we go. That's what he had it on. The only bedroom in the whole house is that. Everything is set up for a fan. They actually put in pancake boxes everywhere. But the living room and this room here have separate fan light switches too, which is what you expect out of a house like this. This house was built in 1997. But for some reason, all the other bedrooms just have a single light switch. I don't know what's the deal on that. What's the deal? But yeah. And again, I think it's really dumb. There's no ceiling fan or light here at all. It's just weird. I guess for the light, it doesn't matter, because when you turn this entryway light on, it floods light into the other area. But still, I mean, you expect that vent to really do something. Granted, there's one on the wall too, but still, it's so dumb. It should really have had a fan. But whatever. I don't enjoy this kind of house, actually. This is sort of a cookie cutter kind of house. I think there's too many windows, and the windows aren't good. They are builder windows, so lots of heat gets in and cold gets out, and vice versa in the wintertime, believe it or not. And then also, I can't stand ceilings this high, not because you know, it's harder to install a fan, but just everything echoes in here, as you probably can tell, and it's so energy wasteful. Like, you have so much hot space up there. It's awful. I really don't like it. I think 9 and 10 feet is the maximum that you should have as a general rule, and maybe 12 feet as a nice feature ceiling in a living room. That's it. I think The only time I like this kind of ceiling is if it's in a 70s postmodern home or an 80s postmodern home. That's when it's cool, but this is just, My plan for a fan, if I did get my way, was the Emerson Estate that I have would be great in here, I think. This room is perfect for it, I think, but that obviously never happened, so. That is it. I don't have a porch this time, which is a shame, because I really liked having an outdoor fan. I just have the sky. Man, this camera's just not wanting to focus. It's being slow to focus. There we go. Yeah, I get the sky. So that's my porch. So, there you go. That is pretty much it. And here's the dog, Snoopy. She is 7 this year. Mini golden doodle. Yeah, that's all. And this is my kitchen fan because I don't have one. It's a 16-inch Blue Galaxy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you all enjoyed. This was a fairly commonly requested video. And I was meaning to make one. I think I already did make one, but the difference was the Hunter couldn't be on anything but high speed. So now that it can be on low, I think it makes more sense to do my kind of video style. So, alright. That is pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you for watching.